Dear followers, I am Rafael from the Administration of State Historical Architectural Reserve İçərişəhər. As a tourist guide, I'm gonna show you some interesting places in the old city which were discovered a few years ago, which were restored and conservated this year. Dear followers, first of all I would like to speak about the brief history of the underground bath. In 2016, as a result of archaeological excavation works which were carried out at the double gates, there was discovered an underground bathhouse of the late Middle Ages. In those days, in the old city, hygienic rules were seriously observed, and therefore non-residents had to wash themselves in a bathhouse at the entrance. It's not a coincidence that the preserved large bathhouses of old Baku are located at the northern, western and southern gates of the city. The territory where the residence of the Baku Khans is located started to be built up in the mid-18th century. However, this bathhouse dates back to the earlier period, to the 17th century. This is evidenced by the notes of the well-known Turkish traveler Evliya Çelebi, who in 1647 came to Baku for 10 days to participate as a guest at the wedding the Baku Khan Eşref Khan was the sister of Iravan Khan. In his notes, the traveler particularly praised the beauty of Mirza Khan bathhouse among the other three baths in the Baku fortress. Mirza Khan bathhouse, which the traveler mentioned in his notes, is the underground bath which we are talking about. This bathhouse was used for its intended purpose till the occupation of the Baku Khanate by the troops of the Russian Empire in 1806. As the territory of Baku Khan's palace was allocated for the Russian military commandant's office, the bathhouse stopped its function. The domes of the bathhouse were demolished. The bathrooms were filled with construction waste, and the surface was leveled with thick layer of soil. Over the bathhouse there was the Russian military commandant's office for the location of soldiers. In 2015 and 2018, archaeological excavation works were carried out in this territory. It should be noted that the early dating of the bathhouse has also been proved by some artifacts, according to which the construction date of 1644-1651 has been established. The works on the restoration and conservation of the bathhouse were started in 2018 by specialists from Austria by the company of Atelier Erik Pommer and were completed in 2019. Construction of baths takes a special place among the architectural monuments of the old city. We can say that in every block of the old city there was a bathhouse where the residents of the certain quarter went to wash following the traditions of the past. Bathhouse served as a hub for the residents of the quarter where they could relax and exchange news. The first hall was a dressing room and a place to relax after having a wash. The dressing room was often turned into the place where the wedding ceremonies took place. In this regard, the interior of the dressing room was artistically decorated with wall paintings and ceramics. The functional features of the bathhouses and the methods of their heating decisive importance. As a rule, the bathhouses were constructed below the ground level, buried deep in the ground, that helped to store heat in the winter and cold in the summer. And the dressing room where the bath attendant used to welcome the visitors. The visitors left their clothes in the arched partitions of the dressing room and put their shoes into the niches under the floor of partitions. On return, the visitors washed their feet with the water from the fountain in the center of the dressing room and put on their shoes. Showcase on the right, there are exhibited bath-related material cultural samples from the funds of İçərişəhər Museum Center. Exhibits of bath culture include bath towel, perfume bottle for oriental eyeliner called surma, bath slippers, bowl, copper bucket, copper basin, bath mat, and scoop. In the showcase on the left, there are exhibited different artifacts discovered in the area of the bathhouse during the archaeological excavation works. And the second room with dome, that's the washing room. In the plan, it's an octahedral hall with a dome and small rooms adjacent to it. In its low arched partitions, you can see pools for cold and hot water. Behind the pool for hot water, there is a passage to the boiler room. Such vicinity to the boiler room provided the hot temperature in the washing room and those close to it. Excavation works, they were discovered of dam, potter's workshop, water purification and supply system, household yard and wells for storing grain and remains of tandir, all dating back to the 17th century. Works on the improvement of the park started at the territory in 2018. Ovdan is an underground water storage dating back to the 17th century and is located in the southeastern part of the courtyard. The entrance is usually made in the form of a portal. The staircase leads to the water reservoir, and from here the water was distributed to the residential areas of the city by means of the water supply system. Ovdans were built to collect the Kahri's water flowing down to the city from the mountains area. All year long there was clean water in Ovdans, which supplied the population of whole city with drinkable water. Water purification system was discovered in 2017 near the kitchen of the Khan Palace. The main function of this system was the purification of the water coming from the Ovdan in the southwest and then transferred to the kitchen and the area around. The purification system consists of two parts: deep well and room with an arched entrance where were purifying stones. The well have inlet and outlet holes with the height difference between them being 43 cm. From the direction of the double gates, the water entered into the well through the inlet hole. Then the water going out of the outlet hole flowed into the purifier by means of two ceramic pipes. Potter's workshop of the 17th, 18th centuries. This potter's workshop was discovered in 2007. Its history relates to the period prior to the Baku Khan's palace. This traditional type of craft has been spread in Azerbaijan since the Bronze Age. In the territory of the potter's workshop, there were scattered pottery kilns, and the round polished stone was a hole in the middle. This stone was the underfeet element which brought the potter's wheel to motion. Clay wares of different size and form made in the potter's wheel were first dried completely, then were baked in the pottery kiln. During the excavation works, the work discovered fragments of ceramic plates, a small jug dating back to the 14th and 19th centuries.